swim.
Yes, you're invited.
I'm invited.
No, I've got 6:30 on
Yeah,
this.
I got 6:30.
Okay.
Recording.
Call the city council meeting of January 2nd to order. Roll call.
8 members present, 1 absent. Councilmember Schultes was excused from the meeting.
All right, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Vicki, can you move it out?
Yeah, there's a trick. There's a trick.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, go ahead and vote.
That motion carries 7 ayes, 0 nays.
All right, Judy, give us the consent items for the last time.
Yes. On tonight's consent agenda, we have for council's approval the city council minutes of December 18th, Municipal Utilities Commission meeting minutes of December 21st, special city council minutes of December 27th, a resolution to designate the official newspaper, resolution to designate responsible authority for data practices, 2 resolutions, one appointing official depositories and the second one authorizing electronic fund transfers, a resolution adopting the 2024 fee schedule, Airport Commission reappointment, Park and Recreation Board reappointments, approve appointment to the Pioneer Land Library Board, the accounts payable report from December 15th through December 27th, and for council's information, the Convention Visitors Bureau Board minutes of November 21st and the Central Community Transit Operation Board minutes of November 28th.
All right, council?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Julie?
I don't want to pull any, but I just kind of have an open question. Since it's the beginning of the year, and we were approving some of the appointments to the different committees. What do we have for, do we know, what do we have for openings right now? Or is there any openings that the public should be looking at?
The Board of Zoning Appeals there's at least, the Board of Zoning Appeals, there's at least 5 positions open, 6 positions open.
Oh,
Because we can have 7 on that board. And of course, when we hired Christopher Frank, we took one person off that board. And other than that, I do have Abby researching any others but right off the top of my head, I don't think there's any more than that need. I think maybe Main Street needs a couple, and that's it, I believe would be it.
okay.
Thank you, Julie, for asking that. Well, go ahead and vote on the consent items.
That motion carries 7 ayes, 0 nays.
All right. Open forum, I don't see anybody.
There's no one that signed up this evening.
Okay. Regular business, or consider a resolution denying a THC license renewal for High Cake Recreational Dispensary. Chief Helt.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Item before you tonight this evening is to consider a resolution denying a THC license renewal for High Cake Recreational Dispensary. For a little bit of history here, on December 7th, 2023, the city clerk received a license application submitted by Mohammed Hassab, owner of Mohammed Hassib Limited Liability Company, which operates a business under the name of High Cake Recreational Dispensary, for renewal of its THC license as of December 31st. On December 18th, you as a city council adopted City of Willmar resolution imposing administrative civil penalties on High Cake Recreational Dispensary for violations of the city code, and had an administrative fine and 3-day license suspension from that. During the last year here, since their original THC license was enacted, Willmar Police Department had 6 compliance checks in which that business failed. Several attempts were made to educate the owner and the people inside the business on products that could be carried, and we did not receive compliance from that. Due to the nature of Mohammed Hassib Limited Liability Company doing business as High Cake Recreational Dispensaries, repeated violations in which the licensee demonstrated a deliberate disregard for the legal requirements applicable to the sale of licensed products, even after being notified by the police department, are indicative of the licensee's lack of commitment in complying with the legal requirements of the city code. It's staff's recommendation that the City Council deny the 2024 THC license renewal application submitted by Mohammed Hassab for the business of Mohammed Hassib Limited Liability Company, which conducts business in the City of Willmar under the name High Cake Recreational Dispensary.
So moved.
Second.
Chief, 6 times,
Correct.
that's, you'd think you'd be ready then.
That's five warnings more than we felt was necessary, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anybody else? Mike, or Tom? I'm sorry.
Jim, out of all those times, how many times were the police or the sheriff's department going there and do a check prior to me giving you a call about the situation there?
The initial call that we got was, I believe, the day before I talked with you about it, which was maybe about, I think, a week after they opened, I think is when we started getting complaints, roughly a week.
And then how many days after your first one you went back in there?
For the second check, we went back the following day. I do have my notes over at the desk over there if you want, but it was over probably about a month and a half that we made repeated checks there during those 6 checks.
So about 6
It
weeks?
was the beginning of October. The last check was the end of November.
Okay.
Justin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a question for city staff. Was anyone from the business contacted about the hearing tonight, or not the hearing tonight, but that this was on the agenda tonight where they would have an opportunity to speak to us?
Yes, there was a letter we sent out on December 22nd, I believe. The second letter that we sent out. And it informed him that he had the right to appeal or, come to the council meeting tonight.
It was a certified letter.
And it was
Which we
sent
received
certified,
copy
and
of it.
he did confirm. We got back the confirmation today that he did sign for it. So,
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Nelson.
Thank you, Mayor Reese. Just a question on when we shut something down like this, what happens to the product? And since this is something new, is that do we have something set up for that?
My understanding, when our officers have gone to the business, it looks like the lights are off. They can't tell if there's any product remaining in the store or not. It does not appear that they're currently doing business there. So we're kind of assuming that he took the product and left. But the signs are still up, and wasn't selling today anyway.
So we don't have a responsibility for that?
No.
Once we shut him down, it's his responsibility?
Correct.
Had he and is he a resident of Willmar?
No. I want to say it might be a Twin Cities address.
I believe it's Waite Park.
There's a Wake Park?
St.
Okay.
Cloud area.
Okay, all right. We got a motion and we got a second.
Got
Rick.
question, Mayor?
Rick's got a question.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. He was supposed to pay a fine, too.
Yeah.
Did he ever pay that?
No, not as of today.
Okay. And
But he just picked up that letter on the 28th of December. We sent 2 certified letters for 2 separate items, and the first one informed him of the $1,000 fine. So he just picked that up on the 28th, so hopefully he'll show up sometime this week and pay that fine.
if he doesn't, what happens then?
That's a Jim question.
No, no. We'll consult with the attorney because we do have their $2,000 license application fee. That has been cashed, I believe. So, I mean, if anything, we would just refund them $1,000.
Okay. So what would happen if he comes back and wants to start another store under a different name?
He would have to submit a new THC application, which could be able to cross-check with his name and the company's name and hopefully catch it at that point. And then, again, it would probably be brought to you again for a denial request for that under a different name.
All right, thank you.
Councilmember O'Brien.
No, there was other inspections besides our local inspections as well, wasn't there?
Correct. The Minnesota Department of Health did send out an inspector, I think it was on November 29th, and our officers did a joint inspection then with him.
Okay. And I assume he found the same thing?
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and vote.
We need it.
I don't have a motion, actually.
Oh, you
Yep.
don't?
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we were in conversation. I'm sorry.
Julie.
Julian
Julian.
and Dave. Okay, thank you. That motion carries 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Consideration and approval of pay increases for election judges. Judy.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, before you tonight is paperwork, I guess, for consideration and approval of the pay increases for election judges. And late this fall, I did a survey of the various townships and a few cities in the county of Candio High. And I feel that it justifies a pay increase for our judges based on the surrounding rates that people are getting paid, and due to the complexity and large volume of voters that we have at our city polling places. So my recommendation is to approve as presented.
Any questions? This is a motion rather
Correct.
than a resolution. Okay?
So moved.
Second?
We got a motion and a second. Any questions? If not, go ahead and vote.
That motion carries 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Thank you. All right, Leslie, tell us about request for work sessions.
Yes, so on the January 8th work session, we're proposing that we'll be talking about the city hall. And it would be at the MUC. And we have starting time at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
If that works for everybody.
We need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions? Rick?
That does not work for me, so.
I don't know that I'll be able to make that one either.
Because of time or date?
Time, possibly.
It's a date for me.
I'd have to be later. But I don't know that anybody wants to go that much later.
You're like 11 later? Or 6:30 later?
Oh, is there, can we do it on a different day?
Yes,
Um,
certainly can. If you want to do it sometime during that week,
I assume the 8th is
it's a Monday.
Monday night.
Yes.
How about Tuesday, the 9th?
I can make that work.
It's fine for me.
Mike? Tom?
Yeah, that'll work for me.
How about over here? Okay, so,
We will check with the MUC to see that we can get in there and let you know.
okay,
Otherwise, we will find a place.
all right. Can we get a motion to that
So moved.
for the 9th?
Second.
A motion and a second. Go ahead and vote.
Hold on here, just a second. That motion carries 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Okay, and January 22nd, Leslie.
Yes, we would like to have a work session on January 22nd, and then this one will be strictly focusing on the broadband and the survey results that we're expecting, our marketing, financing, and an agreement between the city of Willmar and Hometown Fiber. So it'll be kind of a lot of discussion going on here that evening, so we just have one thing on the agenda. And this also would be held at MUC Auditorium on Monday, January 22nd.
Okay. How does that work for everybody?
Just a minute.
It won't work for me, but if I'm the only one, you don't have to change a date.
Yes, we do.
All right, we need a motion if there's no objections.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other comments, questions? Go ahead, Audrey.
Just if we could check with Councilmember Schultes to make sure that we aren't short a few more people.
Yeah, the nights that he would have a problem would be a Tuesday or Thursday, because that's when swim meets are. All right. Any other comments, questions? Go ahead, vote.
Did it not pop up? That motion carries 7 ayes, 0 nays.
Okay. No community pride announcements? Audrey?
We received an email today from Pablo regarding the Martin Luther King event, and I just wondered if he's here, if he could speak to it a minute.
Mr. Mayor and council members, thank you for allowing me to be part of the shortest meeting of the year. So
Not over yet.
just want to remind you and take the opportunity to invite you to our Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration that we will have on January 15th. It will be held at Richwater College Cafeteria from 5:30 to 7:30. And this is a celebration that has been planned by members of the community. And also, this is a celebration that hasn't happened for over 10 years in our community. So I think we are due to lift up the human rights champion and a person that inspired many of us to have races come along, especially in a community such as ours. So you are all invited. There is an RSVP that is due by Friday. We are providing a special meal, and it will be a free meal. So we would like to have a head count before next Monday. So the due date is this Friday. Our main speaker is Dr. Ron Ferguson from Richwater College, and we have a couple of other persons also bringing greetings, and we look forward to this event. If you have any questions or would like more information, do not hesitate to get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to spread the word.
Anybody got questions for Pablo?
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you, Pablo. All right, any other community pride announcements? Leslie?
I would just like to remind everybody to go out to our website and take the survey on our broadband. It'd be very helpful to have as many people as possible take this survey and give us a great insight as to what their needs are and what they expect of a broadband and open fiber network system.
Anything else? If
Motion to
not,
adjourn.
We got a motion to adjourn?
Second?
We have a second? We're adjourned.